Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's weekly psychic reading. I'm Erin Lee, and you can find the rest of my readings on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com. Also, you'll find the links just on the page here to this month's Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading. That's always a lot of fun and a great way to kind of tap in and see what's coming up for you around specific questions. So this is the weekly psychic reading for Monday, July the 7th to Sunday, July the 13th, 2014. And this week we're going to be using the Magical Messages from the Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle card deck. And your crystal choices for the week are Apatite, Rose Quartz, and I believe this is pronounced Amazonite or Amazonite. So taking a moment, just taking a breath, clearing your head, which crystal resonates the most with you this week? Your choices are Apatite, Rose Quartz, and Amazonite. All right, move these guys off to the side and give the cards a shuffle. And while we're shuffling, we're going to ask our angels, dolphins, the mermaids, any guides that we have around us for messages and information that we need for this week to help keep us moving forward in a positive, happy, and healthy way. And one of the things that's really been coming up is that we're starting to get into a place where we're feeling more energy and motivation around starting projects, getting things done. So energy is really starting to pick up for the month of July. So let's see. For Monday and Tuesday, the message that's coming up rather is explore your options. It's time to look at other possibilities, and it's a good time to make changes, which really makes a lot of sense. Monday and Tuesday this week, it's all about looking at new opportunities, different options, and no longer feeling like we're kind of stuck or pigeonholed in where we are. This is a fabulous week to start making changes, so definitely be taking a look at what's coming up for yourself. Take a look at your priorities, what it is that you really want to be focusing and concentrating your energy on, and it's time to be making changes around that. If you're having any difficulty in starting to make those changes, call on your angels and your guides and your helpers and ask them for help. There's so much love and support that is available to you, and all you need to do is ask for help. And so you may be saying, well, what exactly can I ask for help for? And the simple answer to that is absolutely anything. You can ask for help in creating time in your schedule. You can ask for help with finding a parking spot. That's actually a really great one to start with in terms of, you know, building up your comfort and your ease and your trust with asking for help. Is start asking for little kind of quote unquote mundane things. So, and that can help to prove that to your ego that your angels and your guides and your supporters are here and able to help you. So just whatever it is that you're needing help with, ask for that help and then let go of the expectation around how that help is going to come. So being open to really receiving that in any way. Going back to our card, Monday and Tuesday, it's all about taking a look at new options, new opportunities, and really there's a lot of sense of fun and excitement that's really starting to bubble up here. All right, for Wednesday and Thursday, the protection card has come up. You, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. So often when we're starting to look at change, especially if it's big change or it's something that we're a little bit concerned about making the change, even though it might be something that we're really, really wanting, we can become caught in this feeling of being unsafe. It's really branching out into perhaps new territory. There's a sense of unknown. And part of the reason that we continue to do the same thing over and over and over again is because it's safe, it's familiar, and it becomes a pattern. So anytime we start to look at making change within that pattern, there's a sense of fear that can come up for us. So Wednesday and Thursday feels like there's a lot of forward movement that's going to be happening, and the encouragement here is to know that you are safe and protected, and it is time for you to start making these changes and to be looking at how the choices you are making are affecting your overall level of your overall health, energy, and well-being, and how you're perceiving yourself and your life. So Wednesday and Thursday is encouragement to be starting to take action and to know that you are safe in the actions that you are taking. looking at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the message that's coming up is dream big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself and see yourself exceeding. So again, all through this week, we've got a whole pile of energy that's coming up around making change, looking at new options, and really starting to do that. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the message that's really coming through here for us is that it's important not to be thinking small. It's important not to be limiting the possibilities of what can happen, because the reality of it is, if we open up to unlimited possibilities and that anything can happen, then we are in a place where anything actually can happen. So encouragement all through the week this week is that it's really time for something new. It's time for change, and there's a lot of energy and manifestation around that exact thing happening. So let go of anything that might be holding you back. And one thing that always kind of comes up with that is when you do have a new project that you're working on or something that you're excited about, and especially if it's just in the new stages, if it's at the beginning, at the very beginning, there's a lot of potential energy, and often what we want to do is we want to share that energy with other people so that they will become kind of infected with the energy and the excitement that we're feeling and we're experiencing about this new thing. But part of the issue with that can be that they weren't part of the inception of that, and so you need to convince them of the excitement that the situation is holding. And often in the convincing of that, you start to lose the energy of the initial idea, and so things start to, the energy of it starts to dissipate, and all of a sudden you get kind of ego-like thoughts like, oh, this couldn't work because of this and this and this and this. And so encouragement here is, if you are starting something new, hold on to it a while before you start sharing it. Allow it to really grow within yourself until you start kind of being able to make plans and really start making movement on it, and only share it with people who you know are going to fully and completely support you in the ideas that you have. It's not something that they're doing intentionally, and all of us have likely done it to somebody at some time or another, and so there's no fault or blame that is here. But just in this moment, make sure that you kind of hold on to that and allow that seed to really plant itself, to grow and develop a bit before you spread it out to other people. All right, let's bring our crystals in for this week. So, if you have chosen Appetite as your crystal for this week, the message that's coming up for you is break free. Try different ventures and experiences as a way to grow and learn. So this is really kind of interesting because it's really mirroring all of the messages that have come up for us so far this week. So if you've chosen Appetite, it's time to allow yourself to move out of your comfort zone and really kind of get out of your box. And again, encouragement to be moving outside of what is safe, what you know, and what you're currently working with. Appetite itself is a fabulous crystal of manifestation. So whatever you're putting your thoughts and your intention and your energy into is what's going to start manifesting. The more you kind of close yourself off and close yourself down, the more difficult it's going to be for you to bring about the new changes that you're really wanting. There's also encouragement here to look at this as a new experience and a new adventure, and that's part of the way that you can keep your energy high. So again, moving outside of the feelings of stability and foundation and saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to try something new. If it doesn't work, that's okay. I might really want it to work, but it's going to be a new experience and it's going to get me out of this place where I am right now. But the encouragement here is, as the card says, to break free, to move out of what you are comfortable with and to experience new things. If you've chosen Rose Quartz, the message for you is self-employment. You're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So if one of the things you've been thinking about in this week is, I would really like to become self-employed in some way, or I want to change my job, this card says yes, this is absolutely right. It's really important for you to be following that dream, that passion, and to start bringing that into reality. There is a lot of energy and motivation coming coming up for you this week in terms of changing job, career, and bringing abundance into your life in different ways. So really start looking at this and start laying the seeds in the foundation. Also, there's kind of a bit of energy actually coming up around just doing it. Now, I'm not saying that if you're currently fully employed and this is what's, you know, paying mortgage and bills and all of those other things, that you should just quit your job and start selling t-shirts on the side of the road. That's not quite what I'm saying. But it is really encouragement to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to start doing something new. And so maybe on your time off, you're going to set up a little kiosk and you're going to be selling things at the side of the road because that's part of your passion. And then eventually it's going to grow into something that fully and completely supports you. So that's kind of the message that's really coming up here. Also, the rose quartz is really a stone that's associated with the heart chakra, with unconditional love, unconditional support. And so the message that's coming up here is, one, you are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe. The more you put energy into the things that you love, the more that comes back around. But also it's encouragement to be following and pursuing the things that you're passionate about and where there is creativity. The more you are passionate about something, the more it supports you on a soul level. And that's really what we need to be seeing more of too. All right, if you have chosen Amazonite, the message that's coming up for you is synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. So synchronicity, in case you are unaware, synchronicity basically speaks about things just kind of falling into place. Often people see this as coincidences where there's an opportunity that presents itself, you take that opportunity and then the next thing comes and you take that and that and that and that. And everything kind of starts to fall into place without you having to orchestrate it or really work at doing it. You're in the right place at the right time and bang, 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 bang. Everything comes together. That's basically what synchronicity is. And it talks about really living in the flow and paying attention to those coincidences when they come up and starting to take action on them. So again, moving past this feeling of fear and really encouraging you to recognize those synchronicities and to take those opportunities and pursue them as they appear, as they come up. The other thing that's coming up with the stone that's chosen is Amazonite. It's really a crystal that helps to balance the masculine and feminine energies. So when you're in a place of synchronicity, you are balancing that internal energy of masculine and feminine. So make sure that as you are moving through this week, you are not only giving, but you're also receiving. So there's this kind of this back and forth, this give and take, and that helps to keep you kind of balanced. And again, also can help to keep you in the flow of synchronicity so that more of these opportunities can be popping up. And the more opportunities that come up, the more you notice them, the more you take them, the cycle starts to continue. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me for this week's weekly psychic reading. I'm Erin Lee, and you can find the rest of my readings on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com. And also, don't forget to check out this month's Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading for the one-off questions that you have. It's good for the entire month, so you can go back and use it as many times as you want, asking as many different questions as you want, and it's just a whole pile of fun. Again, I'd like to thank you so much for joining me, and wishing you a fabulous week.